This week, Ria and I are hoping to win big as we blow on the Steadman's Yamaha for luck, and we're rolling the dice at the annual poker run in Eureka.
Then Terry and Susan Wood are showing off a great getaway for some excellent fishing, hiking, and biking as they take you to the resort at Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Then we'll discover another legend of the trail as we find out how Nolan Steadman, along with his brother Bruce, started and engineered a family business into one of the top dealers in the States. All headed your way now. At Your Leisure is next. Okay, everybody's in the right frame of mind, cynical. The trail awaits, and there's adventure all around us. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And we are in Eureka, Utah for the 16th annual Elks Poker Run. And I tell you, by the
Elks Club, not an elk.
It's a herd. There's a big herd of elks.
No, I don't believe
and we're all
him.
going to get in our machines, and we're going to drive.
Well, that elk burrito this morning was outstanding. I can tell you that.
Anyway, this is a really fun event, as evidenced by the kind of raucous crowd we're with. We are going to take off and explore the day. You're welcome to come along with us. Let's find out about this event.
My dad is a member of the Elks Lodge, and he's been a member since he was 20 years old. He's 85 this year. The lodge meeting, he would say, "We have $500 worth of bills and we only have $300 in our account. What do you want me to do?" And Rodney Draper came to my dad and said, "We need to do a poker run." And my dad said, "Well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of." But they did it the first year and they made a little money, and they did it the second year and they made a little money. And as the years have gone on, it's been very, very popular. And so they've raised about almost $10,000 a year the last couple of years. That is the beginning of it, and it basically paid the bills, and the money goes to high school scholarships, it goes to elementary, it goes to our veterans in our community. We try really hard to give all that money back to the community.
Because the Elks is a charitable organization, and this keeps our Elks alive. We give lots of money to the community, to the schools, and to our veterans, and that's where we spend our money, through the Elks Association. You know, I've done the cleanup for the last 4 years, and the garbage that we've picked up has been years ago. We've had 700 riders at some points, and we can't get a full garbage can of new garbage. Everybody is respectful. They stay on the trails, they clean up after themselves, and they respect the area and treat it with pride and treat it with respect that it needs as a country. We know that we need to keep this for our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. If we don't, we'll lose what we have as an advantage of being here.
All right, we've finally hit the first station. Been a heck of a ride. I am so impressed with the trails.
Honestly, it reminded me of that movie with John Wayne, Hustari. You know, where he's standing on the front and all these like wild animals are going everywhere, and he's like spearing the rhinoceros.
No, he didn't spear him. He lassoed him. He sent him to zoos. So
oh, that's true.
You can't send him to zoos if they're dead.
But that's true. It was a zoo story. But I am telling you, this is one of the most funnest trails ever for a poker run. Oh my gosh, it's fun.
And the thing is that they make special arrangements to run some of this stuff through private property, so you can't just go ride at any time,
right.
Which is why you need to come down and participate in this poker run, because we just finished an incredible section of really rugged trail.
Yeah, and I didn't get out once.
Yeah, I know. I was real proud of you.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the dice.
All right.
And aren't these cool?
Yeah,
Okay,
Lucky Casino.
Come on. It's only one, so what do I get? The higher I get, the better I am. I want a high number. I want a high number. Woo! I got a 6.
All right.
I didn't cheat. All righty.
That we could catch. Anyway, she's tossed the dice. I'm going to toss to this week's Where To.
Where the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings in that big rock candy mountain.
That big rock candy mountain. Did you know you can find it right here in Utah, along Highway 89, a few miles south of I-70, and just 5 miles north of Marysville? The colors of this geologic wonder leave it looking like a treat straight from the kitchen.
It even had a lemonade spring, but it wasn't exactly like lemonade.
Tastes like sulfur.
Tastes a little bit more like sulfur than it does sweet.
But to each their own.
And people will come from all over the place to come and fill up jugs full of the mineral water that'll come off, and they say it has healing properties.
Today, what they called Lemonade Spring is mostly dried up, but there is much more that's really sweet about this resort.
There's really a lot to do here. Four-wheeling, hiking, fishing, and for cyclists, there's a paved trail from the resort to Richfield, right along the old rail line next to the Sevier River. It's one of the prettiest trails around, with fascinating geology and history.
Crystal and Robert Thompson fell in love with this place when they drove through Big Rock Candy Mountain a couple of years ago.
We actually stopped here to go floating down the river, and we thought, oh man, this Big Rock Candy Mountain place, this is kind of cool.
We've never even been here. We're like, where'd this come from? This is amazing.
Then they found it was for sale and bought the resort.
Everything just clicked into place, and it was like we were meant to get it.
More than just a dream, they're in the process of moving from Utah County to Marysvale with their 6 children, and they have big plans to turn the resort into a year-round destination.
We really want to try and extend the season, because right now it's only open May 1st through like end of October, and we really want to extend that to hopefully try and be year-round.
But for now, from spring to fall, you can stay in one of several cabins of various sizes, or you can bring your own RV to their hookups, or you can even stay in one of several authentic old railroad cars. They call it Caboose Village. We'll tell you the story behind those old cars on a future AYL.
The word is already spreading, and people from all over the world are visiting here.
I actually just had somebody check out this morning from Hong Kong. They came all the way from Hong Kong, and then we have people from Europe, Mexico, and then like just all the 50 states as well. People come from all over to come here.
And we ran into this couple from Wales in the United Kingdom.
If you travelled anywhere in the UK, you wouldn't find anything like this. You would find different, but not like this.
A unique Utah experience.
This is only in Utah
right?
can you find this place.
The trains like this and go out riding in the backcountry here.
It is uniquely Utah. For this week's Where To, I'm Susan Wood.
And I'm Terry Wood. And I just can't get that song out of my head.
In that Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Kety.
And I'm Mark. Welcome to our kitchen here in Beaver.
Today we are going to be cooking rustic beef stroganoff. The reason it's rustic is because I like bigger, heartier chunks in this. Are you ready to get cooking, honey?
Yes.
All right, in our pan we want to start off with a little bit of oil. Heat that up so we can then start searing off our beef. Look at that beautiful beef, honey. Can you put that in the sink for me? Thanks. I love when he helps me clean up in the kitchen. It's my favorite part. All right, nice hot pan. It only take a couple minutes. You just want to sear it off really hot and fast, and then you take it out of the pan and set it on a plate. Also, at this point, you actually want to use the salt and pepper. Season your beef always.
I can tell you like salt like I like cheese.
That's probably true.
Would you like me to grate a little cheese?
I hate to break your heart, honey. This recipe has no cheese.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to sneak some.
Once your meat is just browned, you want to take it out of the pan and put it on a plate and just let it set. We will add it back at a later time. It smells so good already, doesn't it, honey?
Delicious. Would you like me to cover it or just leave it?
No, you can just leave it sitting just like that. Once we're at this point, we want to add a little bit more oil so our carrots and vegetables can have something to cook in. Carrots, they take a little bit longer to cook than the mushrooms, so I usually let the carrots get a couple minute head start before I put the mushrooms in. All right, so I put my mushrooms in, just stir those around thyme. We got 2 tablespoons of that. And you can use dried if you want, if that's all you've got, but really in this dish, it's worth it just to try and use some fresh thyme. Do you have thyme, honey?
All the time in the world, sweetheart.
Okay, so at this point, we want to get all the brown bits and everything off the bottom, so that's where we'll put in our wine.
Ooh, that smells delicious.
Doesn't that smell good? It does cook all of the alcohol out of it, so it is safe to cook with wine, even feeding children. If you don't like wine, you can just add extra beef broth. All right, now we're gonna add our beef broth in. We've got all the bits off the bottom. Let this cook for just a couple more minutes and then we'll add the beef back in. Now, when you put the meat back in, if there's any juices on that plate, you really want to make sure and get all those back in there too, because that's flavor. Doesn't that look yummy?
Delicious.
Now we can add a few other things. The beef paste, our Dijon mustard, our sour cream, and then I also add heavy cream. I think it gives it a silkier texture. And then you want to mix it all up, let it come to a boil before we add our slurry, which is cold beef broth with a little bit of cornstarch in it.
You know what? I wish I would have met you a lot sooner. As wonderful a cook as you are, sweetheart.
Thank you. Just so you know, I wish we would have met a lot sooner too. Are you ready to eat?
Oh, I was born ready.
How's that taste? Oh my gosh, so good. This is absolutely delicious. I sure hope you guys try it. And if you do, don't be afraid to go on At Your Leisure's YouTube channel and comment so we know if you tried it, we know if you liked it, and if you ever have any questions.
And I can't believe how good it is without any cheese.
I know. Miracles happen, don't they, honey? Perfect. Thank you, and we'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Well, you have a choice of blue bags or red bags.
Red every day, all day.
All day, every day.
The
All
red
right.
wave. Let's do it.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are on the Elks Club Poker Run, 16th annual, out in Eureka, Utah. And actually, we're somewhere way north up in the mountains in some canyon.
It's gorgeous up here.
And they have a different way of doing their poker hands, which makes this thing fun because not only do you do the traditional hand on the front of the card where you pick up the card, you also do different contests. Like Ria already rolled dice.
Yeah, so.
Die. And now we're doing beanbag tosses.
Right, so it makes it fun to see what you can win. So I'm gonna go see if I can put this bag in that little hole right there. Woo!
Oh. Oh, there you go.
I got lucky.
All right, my turn. Let's see how I do. There you go.
Your money is my money, honey. You can do this. Woo!
No, I'm a bust this time.
Oh.
One on the board.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
That's it.
Now what do we do?
I guess we go get a hot dog.
All right, let's go.
You go off and check out what some of the other people think about this place.
I have been participating in this for 10 years.
They change it every year. So.
Never been on the same one twice. Oh, I like the little bit more challenging part of the trail, rocks, tipping.
I like the first part, going through the canopy of the oaks. I like that, because it's kind of fun to go through that. Feels like you're in a tree tunnel, I guess.
That's it. You have to do it.
You need to come try it.
Come try it.
Give it a try and have some fun.
Have some fun, get out of the house, get out of the city. Yeah, we played the dice game and then we just threw the balloons.
To get points.
To get points, and we didn't do very good on either one.
And it's fun. So far this year, we haven't run into the same games as they had last year, so.
Yeah, the games are always different.
So they'll get their card and then they'll just roll a dice and get 1 point for the game. Then at 2 other stations, they will actually do a game. There's going to be a beanbag toss and there will be a water balloon toss.
I've met people from Tooele. I've met people from up north, Ogden. And here's the thing, they're all attracted to the same thing and we're all having a great time. I've met so many people on this ride already. It has been an amazing time. And this is my first time here. And I would not miss it next year. I'm coming every year from here on after. My poker hand sucks. My high is a queen, but hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's the people you meet and the people you greet that makes life worth living.
Really, don't you think, Chad, there are such wonderful people on these trails and at these events? I mean, everybody's willing to help. As you can see, we had a little blowout. We hit a rock about this big, and so we got one of our good friends to like patch it up for us. But you know, the funny thing is, Chad didn't see the big rock, but as soon as he bent down to look at the hole in the tire, he picked up an inchworm about that big. And I'm like, how the heck did you see that inchworm, but you didn't see the rock? Honey. We'll talk about this off camera.
Well, you look for our machine and look for the AYL sticker on the tire, because that's what we're going to use to hold the patch on. Right now, why don't you go to our Along the Way?
It is beautiful country up here, though. Gorgeous. People ought to get out and enjoy it.
Nolan Steadman had a knack for saying simple things that made a big impact on people, especially when it came to encouraging the lifestyle of families enjoying power sports. For over 50 years, Nolan helped make the family name emblematic of fun in the outdoors of Utah.
Bruce and I got in the motorcycle business in 1967. Mother and Dad were not very happy about it, but it happened anyway. Dad had a garden store here, and when he went on his mission to Australia, we moved the bikes over into this building here, and he come home to not having a garden store. We had to build him another one.
Compromise and respect were fundamental in building up the brotherly relationship and strong ethics of the Steadman's brand.
You're not the same person, so you don't think the same all the time. Nolan and I work extremely hard to get along. Because if we don't get along, our business will fail.
It takes a real passion for enjoying time in the outdoors to nudge others to get out and do the same.
I love the fact that my family enjoys it as much as I do. We've been into it a long time. We started into the motorcycle business 52 years ago. It's been a lot of fun.
Through the years, Nolan contended that a tricky ride out on the trails was an excellent way to start and forge unbreakable bonds.
One of our first dates was on Trail 90. And he dumped me off so many times, I was ready to walk home.
But she didn't forget me.
These kinds of adventures started out a heritage that has endured through the years.
We just say, hey, we're Steadmans. That pretty much sums it up. We got that Steadman blood.
The Steadman kids took the ball that Nolan started rolling and passed it on to their kids.
My children, Kirk's little 2-year-old here, they couldn't make it to the top of this mountain hiking. It's not a family event if you're just walking. This brings us all up here, and we consider it part of our legacy. It's important to us.
So not only did the family inherit a love of the outdoors, but also a dedicated work ethic.
So I think one very important thing that our parents taught us is that for this business to survive as a family business, we had to have a passion for what we were doing and what we're selling. My dad loved to get out and ride, get out and hunt, get out with the family, enjoy the outdoors.
The Steadman's success shows that there's a lot to be said about working your passion.
He definitely was able to teach us how to serve the public through his business. He was a good person to everybody. It didn't matter who you were, what you walked in here wearing. He was good to everybody. He wanted everybody to be able to enjoy the outdoors and recreation and do the things he did, and he would do anything he could to make it available to anybody that was interested in. And
this zest has been shared for decades, contributing to the tight and appreciative family bond.
I've definitely learned just how to be a better person and parent through my grandparents.
To Nolan, it was hard to distinguish customers from family by the way he treated people.
Many of our customers have become good friends. I don't consider them as customers, I consider them as friends.
Nolan may be apart from us now, but his influence will live on through his family and through the web of customers and friends he made along the way. Thank you, Nolan, for being a great friend to the off-road industry in Utah. For this week's Along the Way, I'm Stephen Human.
Okay, well, that was impressive.
Better luck next time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We just finished our 5th draw of the hand of poker, and we are remarkably mediocre.
We really are. And honestly, I mean, everybody else is winning, so that's good, but we're not going to Vegas anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I think there are going to be some other people in the middle with us, but that is one cool thing about this. If you get the worst score, you also win a prize.
You get like the biggest loser prize.
Yeah, so that's
lot of money.
It's really good. One thing left on the agenda, and that is the banquet tonight. And because we're in early, we're going to hustle over to the park and try and get in the front of the line. So while we make our way over there, why don't you check out next week's show?
Next week, Chad and I are joining the guys over at Jorgensen's as we stretch our comfort zone out on the archery range.
Then the AYL crew takes off with the Tri-State ATV Club as they gain altitude for an incredible ride from Enterprise to Pilot Peak.
Finally, Reese and Marianne Steiner showing off one of the most mystical apartment complexes in the world as they take you to Cappadocia, Turkey. Now let's take a look at our calendar of events.
First up, the JJS Memorial Ride is taking place on July 9th and features a choice of a motorcycle ride, a classic car cruise, an ATV, and a Jeep ride. See, there's something for everybody. And they all meet at the end of the trail in support of a great cause in loving memory of Jaden Snyder.
Then the 20th annual Manti Mountain Run is July 12th and 13th, so come ride some beautiful trails in the Manti-La Sal National Forest. And don't forget to visit AYLTV.com to stay up to date on all the best outdoor events across the state.
Well, next week's show looks really good, but it's not going to be as good as dinner because I can smell it. It's like the breeze is blowing up from the bistro on Main Street, and it's going to be real good.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We want to thank you guys for getting us back early so we could be first in line. Boys, Mike, Travis, you've been great guides today, and I wish you could have helped us get a better poker hand.
Honey, they helped us survive today.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, they saved our bacon. Like always, these guys, so wonderful. Everybody on the trail.
There may be bacon on the menu with the barbecue, but I'm not sure. Oh, look, they're just pulling up. So
all right,
we're in a good spot. Remember, there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure at your leisure.
Okay, let's let them know that we are ready.
We want a ribeye. We want a ribeye. We want